Good morning, you guys. Liliana from Vanilla and Canela here. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing well. So I'm outside. I've been outside for about an hour. Me and the boy. He's playing football. I've just collected my first batch of loquats. I think that's what they're called in English, but nesprush. I think in Italy they're nespols or something like that. Nespolis. I put that on the look. Some of them are like, I think that's quite normal. I also got some tangerines. Yeah, so we dropped off Alex to school this morning, and we've just been outside ever since. Slow down! Where are you going? He's a little cutie pie. He's so happy.
Like a candle, I just burn away.
Our garden is looking quite messy. As you can see, some of it is cut, but over there isn't. Our lawnmower broke, so we've ordered a new one. Should arrive this week, so Paul can cut that. But did I tell you guys that we found a fig tree? So it's only like a small one. It seems to be growing. So this is it. Seems to be growing. Is this big stick out of there? God, can you hear the dogs? Yeah, there's all sorts of different plants. So this is the fig tree, and then there's ivy. Look, that's ivy, I think. You can see the big leaves, and then there's this other tree bush thing. There obviously used to be a tree here. Oh, God, the wind's picking up. Yeah, I see. Look, there's part of the fig tree there. There's this. All sorts of stuff. There's weeds. A lot of weeds that need to be pulled out. Ozzy fits under our house there. Also, there's these pot plants, right? They have like the money tree. This is what we call it, right? The money tree plant here. A lot of weeds again. And then there's these like palm trees type of things. It's growing new leaves at the top. And we have another one there. Yeah. You guys, let's have a quick catch up. So it's actually quite a few days since I last spoke to you. The weather is miserable. It is raining. You can see in the back of my car. I am actually in the car park next to Ozzy's nursery. So he's been going in every day for about an hour since last Friday. So today is Wednesday, so it's not going great. It's not going awful, but it's not going great. So we are going to do an hour probably for the rest of this week, an hour a day, and then try and keep him in a bit longer from next week. But I have been waiting for this for such a long time, you know. But now that it's here, it's hard. It is hard. He's okay, you know. The ladies are so lovely and so sort of warm and caring. But he's not used to it. He's just usually with me, apart from the odd play group, which is either at our house or someone else's house, but it's very, you know, couple of kids. And yeah. So, fingers crossed he will settle, you know. Just takes a while. My poor baby. Yeah, so they say basically he's okay for a little bit. He does not like it when other kids start screaming And you know, like kids cry for whatever reason, and that really upsets him because he's just not used to that kind of noise, you know, the really pitchy noise. But anyway, yeah, I'm sat in my car. I've just been for a cappuccino and a croissant, or should I say un cappuccino e un cornetto. It was delicious. And I also got, oh, sorry, you're like precariously. I hope this is okay, but I also got some donuts in here. Let me show you. Those. I got 3 of those for this afternoon. One will be for Paul, one for Alex, and I'll probably share mine with Ozzy. Ozzy's not really bothered, so I'm not going to force him. I'm not going to make him have a donut. You guys know what I mean. So yeah, it's just really miserable. I have been so lethargic. You guys, the weather change is like really, really muggy. It's really killing me. But anything these days, anything, you know you're getting old when like, oh, my knee's playing up. Yeah, my knee's playing up. Really lethargic, grumpy, also perimenopause. Oh my God, you guys, I want to die. Someone just saw me doing this. My window, I cracked my window a little bit so I can, there's some air. There's someone came into the car that's next to me. Yeah, great. Anyway, so yeah, I've been really grumpy, like I said. But also, I've been in this mindset that I can't be bothered to do anything. I just want to be outside. I haven't done last night's dishes. It's now the following day. I don't really do stuff like that, but I've done it quite a few times. It doesn't help not having a dishwasher when you're used to a dishwasher. Really like cramps your style. But yeah, I haven't done the dishes. When I go home, I'll do it. But yeah, Ozzy wants to be outside. So we spend a lot of time just outside. I sit around, I get some fruit. You guys know. I think I showed you a little bit at the start of this video. And I'm really in that space where it's like, I don't care about housework or anything like that. I want to be outside. I'm very aware that come maybe a month or so, it's going to start being unbearably hot. You guys know I don't like that. And in case you don't know this, we have aircon, which it's the only reason why I accepted coming here. You guys know I don't like the heat too much, but this sort of weather where it's like early 20s with a breeze, oh, that is my jam. That is where I'm happy. So anyway, we've just been spending most of our time outside, having in mind that sort of late June, July, August is unbearably like 40s hot. So yeah, just making the most of it and trying not to worry too much about the house, which is a mess. We're also trying to decide on a new vacuum. Paul wants to get a robot, one of those round things that just goes around. It's a lot of house to keep up with. That's the other thing. It's like, 4 floors if you include the garage and basement. It's a lot of area to cover to try and keep clean. And Ozzy does not like when I'm not with him, but he also doesn't like being on the bedroom floor, even though we get toys up there. Anyway, all of this to say, it's very hard for me to vacuum there when he's around. I know he's going to be in nursery. I'm just rambling. Like, you guys, my thoughts are like that, just rambly all of the time. But anyway, we're thinking about getting a little round one. Now, one of you also told me to get, I forget the brand, but it's a vacuum and a mop in one. I want to say it's Bissell maybe, and I do like the look of that. So if you have the Bissell that does the vacuuming and the mopping, or if you have the round vacuum that does its thing by itself, let me know what you think of it. Now, I know there is a robot one that does the vacuuming and the mopping, but we're not rich. definitely not spending 700 quid on a vacuum and mop kind of thing. So let me know what you think in the comments. I am just going to sit here until it's time to pick him up. Basically, that's what I've been doing. I've just been going for a coffee and then coming back here. There's a supermarket a couple of doors up, so I've been in there. But yeah, that's it. I'm just going to sit here and scroll through YouTube or TikTok or something like that until it's time to pick my baby up. And he's not going to be happy, I know. Whenever I get him, he just looks like really sad. He just needs to get used to it, I think. You know, when I think that next year, next September, not this one, next September, he'll be going to school. Crazy. So, yeah. I will see you guys. I'm still here in the car. I need to go in about 2 or 3 minutes, but I was just watching some TikToks and I saw a guy who's married. He's American and he's married to a Brit, and he was talking about what he thinks of the Brits, and yeah, all good things, but it made me think, right? And this was actually in Scotland, but during COVID, you guys know, we all had to isolate or whatever. And I saw this student, this was on TikTok again. She was at a university somewhere in Scotland, and everyone, she got COVID, so everyone had to isolate and she had to stay in her room for isolation, right? So the university, first thing they did, because obviously they have no way of cooking or doing anything in their rooms. You know, it's usually, if you're living in a room in the halls, I think that's what you call it, at university, you go somewhere to eat. Anyway, the first thing they did was like, you gotta stay isolated. They put a sticker on her door saying that she was isolating. And then they immediately got her a kettle, tea, milk and biscuits, right? Gave her that and said, we'll be back in a couple of hours with everything else. I thought that was the most British thing to do, and she thought the same. She was American or Canadian, can't remember, but she just thought that was the definition of British people and British culture. And I agree. First thing we do before we do anything else is get a cup of tea and biscuits. You guys, I love the Brits. Anyway, I'll go and get one. You guys, I don't know if you can hear me. We just got home and he's chucking it down. Look at that little bunny. Are you smiling? He was not happy. The lady said he needs loads of cuddles. He loves cuddles anyway, but he's not happy there. So we'll just keep trying. It's 1 hour. I hope you can hear me, but if not, Ozzy, can you say hi? Not talking to me. He does this, right, where it's not until we go inside that he starts talking to me. He's still mad at me. Before I finish this video, I wanted to tell you something. I was just talking about the Brits, which made me think about the Italians. So, where Ozzy's nursery is on the side of a sort of dual carriageway, right? Dual carriageway, I think that's what you call it. 2 lanes. There's 2 lanes on each side, right? And along both sides of this dual carriageway, there is businesses going up and down that area. So you can never go too fast because you sort of, there's always people trying to come off, and I need to draw. I need to draw to explain to you what I mean. Do not judge my drawing skills, but I'm trying to explain. So it has, this dual carriageway has 2 lanes on one side and then a barrier in the middle and 2 lanes on the other side. Along the way, there are points where you can turn into the next lane. So you're coming along this way. This is the fast lane, okay? So already it blows my mind that you can do a U-turn here. But here's the kicker. The butt of your car will stick out to this fast lane. So you're driving along and you have to either squeeze past, right? If there's a car, let's say a car, the car will stick out like this, right? Okay, that blows my mind straight away, but whatever, fine. I'm becoming quite the pro because I have to come along and then turn down here to come back to the nursery. Fine. Now, along the shops, there's a front area, right? Which this, we're going to pretend are cars that are parked in front. Now, let's pretend this, where is the coffee shop? Yeah. The coffee shop has got cars parked all over it, okay? So there's no space. What people do is park on the lane, on the actual road, right? Portuguese are pros at this. We love a second, third row parking. Pros. But on a dual carriageway, I have never seen that, okay? Today, I wanted to get to this coffee shop, but it was busy. So what did I do? I parked on the dual carriageway. I think it is official and I can say it. I am now a local. Anyway, I'm going to finish this video here. I just sat on my table, just made you a drawing, but I had the doors wide open and I don't actually know if it's really muggy even though it's raining, or if my menopause symptoms are just through the roof because I feel hot, clammy. I cannot wait for Paul to get home so I can shower. Paul's on early shift this week, which means he'll be home about 2-ish, 3 maybe. But yeah, look at this boy. He feels caged. That is it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. I will see you very soon.